Ladies and gentlemen, this is the longest 5 minutes with me, Asanka Sahabandu, and we have the man, the myth, the legend with us for this episode. Mr. Sunil Perera.
Hi.
We call him Uncle Sunil out of respect and love. I'll still call you Uncle Sunil, no?
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
That's all right. The longest 5 minutes is usually touches on questions that probably not many people would like to ask, and probably not many people would also like to answer.
No, in my case, I'm prepared for anything.
Do you sing and perform better when you are under the influence of alcohol?
I don't know that. I have to ask the audience. My father used to say that, alcohol is something where you feel great when you're performing, but not the audience.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what my dad said. What alcohol does is that when you're performing, you feel you're really there.
Yeah.
But with regard to the audience, my dad used to always say, this is why I don't want you to drink. For the simple reason, just because you feel all right, the audience is not going to feel all right. I don't know, I have been running for the last 50 years with the band. There may have been instances where I might have been little
Like according
too much.
according
But-
to your song, Matat Tikak Vedida Manda.
But the thing is, I have got used to, not that I cannot perform without alcohol, but I feel a little relaxed and easy
Okay.
on stage when I'm after a shot.
Do you feel that people hire you for the simple reason that you're not afraid to have a good time, you're not afraid to party, you're not afraid to say what your heart is wanting you to say? Is that one of the reasons why you're possibly one of the most hired entertainers in Sri Lanka?
Now, people want to have fun. I guess people want to have fun. I mean, when they sort of, relate to the kind of songs, kind of music that we have done over the years, most of our songs, some of the songs have been, in terms of politics, may have been a little controversial. But the thing is, this country is so focused on politics that whenever you sort of have a go at a politician,
Yeah.
they really have a good time, because the whole system is so corrupt.
Yeah.
When the system is corrupt, the country is in chaos. You sing something about politics, people are into it, no? People want some changes, but at the same time, when somebody says something that relates to their personal life, I guess that is the reason why they sort of want to poke fun at politicians. And when somebody on stage does that, they have a good time. They just want to have a good laugh.
Cool. So there have been many allegations thrown at singers, musicians and actors. In fact, I mentioned this on several other instances as well in different episodes, that usually entertainers are the life of the party. They go out, they either have a bad family life, or they have health conditions because they are drinking too much, or they are under the influence of narcotics and drugs. Has that ever happened to you where...
It depends on each individual.
Okay.
It depends on each individual. I'm married for 36 years.
Happily married for 36 years.
Yes, very happily married. But at a certain stage in life, initial stage, I got married in 82. After about 7 years, at that time I had 4 kids. But then I hit a bad patch. Nothing wrong with my wife. Everything was just fabulous. Sometimes certain things you do, when I look back, I personally feel that I shouldn't have done certain things. Where you hurt your wife.
Yeah.
Right? In my case, I did it. That was wrong.
You
But I did
cheated.
it. Huh?
You cheated.
You want to drag me into controversy?
No,
again?
I'm not. I just want to know. But it happens.
Yeah,
Like
it happened.
see-
happened. I regret very much. You lose focus on the family. Why you do it is like, sometimes it is greed for sex. When you're sort of over focused on. Not that you don't have enough at home, you get, but sometimes, you have that bloody greed, you have everything, but you still want to try something else, and then you see whether it is different to what you have at home. But these things will automatically lead
yeah.
to unnecessary
Conflicts?
Yeah, conflicts, and especially you hurt somebody. You hurt your wife. You hurt your wife, then your life.
It could be your wife, it could be your husband, it could work both ways.
Both ways, yeah. Like I hurt my wife big time. So, like, the things weren't
All
that
smooth
nice.
sailing, yes.
No. It's not smooth sailing at the time. But the thing is, I always say, I tell my children, don't ever do what I did. Do what I say. Because I did a lot of wrong things. And everything sort of came to an end about 27 years ago. And ever since then, I have been very much in love with my wife. I'm still very much in love with my wife. And there's nothing more beautiful than to be in love with your immediate partner, your wife. And I really enjoy that part of it. And when you have that, you're a complete man. Yeah. You're a complete man.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, folks, from the longest 5 minutes and return with the legend, Mr. Sunil Perera, Uncle Sunil Perera to me, because we love him dearly. The show is brought to you by, of course, Dalmaya Coffee. We're going to have a small coffee break and come back on the other side and talk to this fantastic, fun, energetic Sunil Perera. Right, guys, we're back on the longest 5 minutes with Asanka Sahabandu and the legend, Mr. Sunil Perera, or Uncle Sunil. So, he's played for almost everybody's wedding in this nation. Let's ask him, when he got married in the 80s, who played for your wedding? Oh, before you answer that question, can I get you a coffee?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who played for your wedding, Uncle Sunil?
Actually, the situation was such, there was no band. There were so many cops around. So those cops actually played the tune. I had to dance to their tune.
Why was that?
You want me to elaborate on that and go into detail?
Well, you can tell me.
To tell you, make a long
Put it in a
story
nutshell,
short.
yeah.
My wife, my present wife, to whom I got married in 82, she was an underage girl. She was only 15 at the time. And I was 30, they were going to actually charge me for rape.
Oh.
So the situation was such, there was no option, and either you go to jail or you get married. So
that was the reason.
Yeah, but I don't regret. That's the best thing that ever happened to me. My wife is the best thing that ever in my life. I don't think there's anything in terms of.
Try
thank
this
you.
espresso. Just
Thank
try.
you.
It might burn your lips though.
So I consider my marriage as the most important and inspirational thing in my life.
Okay, so can I come back to some of the other serious questions, because I think some of these questions about your personal life and especially with regard to your love life and your family, I think have been asked and answered by you many a times. Let's get to a more current topic. Now, as I mentioned before, entertainers have been labeled as alcoholics and so on and so forth. Have you ever tried any narcotics or drugs, Uncle Sunil?
Never.
Never?
Never.
You don't endorse that, or you don't?
No, I don't endorse that.
Yeah.
I don't endorse that at all, and
Why?
You are referring to heavy drugs like like heroin, cocaine, and stuff like that.
Marijuana, hashish, MDMA, Molly.
No.
I did my research before the show, so
Maybe a little bit of marijuana now and again.
So I mean, there are.
No, I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie.
But you have you had?
Marijuana is just a herbal thing. It's legalized in certain parts of the world.
Yeah.
Even Netherlands.
Yeah.
It's legalized. In Switzerland, it's legalized. In Australia, in certain states, it's legalized. In US, certain states, it's legalized. England, they're trying to legalize. So it's not a heavy drug as such, but it's a
You should
kind
not.
of a herbal thing.
Yeah.
It's
But you should stay away from the class A drugs. This is the general message that we'll stay away from all drugs, because all drugs are
as
bad
long as
in Sri
possible.
Lanka.
Yeah, if you could sort of keep away from all these drugs, it's best. And if you could sort of keep away from cigarettes also, it's still good. But what I'm saying is I have never been to heavy drugs at all in my life.
Yeah. I asked you this, Uncle Sunil, because if you look at most of the prominent musicians in the Western music industry overseas, in Western countries, most of their albums were produced under the influence of so many drugs, and they've openly said that. I mean, we can't lie about it. When do you plan on retiring and giving the younger generation a chance?
Young generation is already
Taken over.
already there, taken over.
Yeah. So
Like,
no
you know,
plans of retirement.
Retirement would come when I die. I still have the strength and energy
Yes,
to go, sort of
yes.
go on. So in this entertainment situation, like you don't really sort of call it a day. Like you don't say that it's about time that you got to retire. No, as long as you have the strength to perform, you still go on. You still go on and on.
Okay.
Only thing that only thing with the age even you got to still try and create things. We may be quite old, but we are not going to lie down. We are going to sort of give a bloody fight to the youngsters as well.
Correct.
We still write new songs. We are still on writing all new material. So we are trying to sort of see how we could sort of stand up to the competition.
Correct. Is the music industry a very lucrative money-making business now compared to what it was back in the day?
Today the money may be more, but I don't think it's a. I mean, to put it as to consider it as a huge industry in a way. It's okay. I mean, you are able to sort of survive. If you are able to sustain yourself, if you are able to sort of upkeep your family,
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I've been very lucky in that sense. Like I've been able to sort of upkeep my family, keep the family fires burning.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like if you're not looking for big time situations like let's take somebody like Shah Rukh Khan in India or Michael Jackson. No, this is a very tiny,
Yeah.
small industry. So if you have been able to sort of exist for 50 years, Gypsies are 50 years next year, you should consider yourself very lucky.
Yeah.
Because with music only, you cannot sort of survive.
Yeah.
So with music only,
Yeah.
I've been able to survive, sustain myself, upkeep my family, and even to date, I mean, it's a very simple life that I lead. So when you have all these basic things, what is required to run a home, like what do you need?
What more do you need, right?
If your wife is happy, if you are able to sort of provide for your wife, not that your wife is going to ask tomorrow, buy apartment in Columbus. No, just a basic thing, go through your life. And
That's more than enough, isn't it?
That's more than enough. I'm happy with little things.
Yeah.
We're happy with little things.
So just to track back and tell you a quick little story about the band I was a part of back in the day, which was called Glory. This mug is from Glory with all my bandmates. Sanuka, Hasita, Sahan, Lakshan and Shane. So
They're all my friends as well.
I know. So fun story. When I was asked to join the band, Uncle Sunil, I think still most part, provided the sound for us, and also
I still do.
yes, and also the guidance and sometimes words of advice. And we've had many encounters on stage as well.
Yeah.
Is the current trend of this new music destroying the dinner dance culture where people would come and dance socially, dance the cha-cha, dance the waltz? Is it now changing with the newer
We have
generation?
to- Of course, with time, a lot of things would change. But you can't complain. No, even the younger generation, they have their own way of doing things. The main thing is to try and fit into that.
Yeah.
Don't complain.
Yeah.
Don't complain. Appreciate what the youngsters are doing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of youngsters who are much, much more talented than us.
Yeah.
With regard to the traditional dance form,
Yeah.
which was happening many, many years ago, it's not happening in that level.
Yeah.
But still those dances are happening, but not to the extent this cha-cha waltz and but the thing is like things would change. With time things would change. And you may have noticed, and all these young bands have fit in very well. Sort of admire that, It's the youngsters. In my way of looking at today's youngsters, I'll tell you, they're much more talented than the musicians who came from 70s. I'm from the 70s. So there were so many musicians who were great musicians, but there are so many young musicians, young bands. They have something on their own, like they have created a lot of new music.
Yeah.
So you got to admire that, you got to sort of appreciate that, not
Alright.
to criticize all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just to take a quick break because we are filming this through a power cut. Uncle Sunil is here. He doesn't lie. Did
What?
you enjoy the power cut?
Power cut, nobody enjoys the power cut.
Yeah. So when Uncle Sunil walked into the house, there was a power cut. So we had a small chat and we are running on battery power. So please, for the moment, let's all take a break. We'll take a Delmai coffee break and come back on the other side. This is the longest 5 minutes. Hey, AC का try करना अगले समय इन नहीं थी. No, because
No, AC, but if you fix an AC, still you would run into problem. That creates a noise, no? All the microphones would pick that
pick
up.
that up, right? Mr. Perera, so many things have changed. You have changed political alliances. What's your take on that? Are you now with no political party, or are you pro Sri Lankan, or are you pro UNP, pro
I have
BJP?
never been associated with any particular party. I am an independent person where I give my independent views, and but I feel very, very sad with all the effort, not only on my part, there are so many who have done their part to sort of change things around to
Yeah.
Sri Lanka, but it has never happened. So in that sense, like with regard to political situation in Sri Lanka, very, very sad and very sad.
Is there anything that perhaps the younger generation could do, or the current generation who are able to do, to change this
They
set
could-
of people?
Younger generation and the current, there are so many youngsters who are quite competent
Yeah.
in sort of doing things much better than the present lot.
Yeah.
But to do that, there's only one way that they could do it. If they are to sort of come into the mainstream and take control of things, then it should be like, in my opinion, you have to put the entire set, all these people in parliament right now, and who are sort of connected to either UNP, SLFP or JVP, all these people from the grassroots level.
Yeah.
Got to put all of them in jail first. Yeah. No, it's not a joke. It's not a
Oh
joke.
my goodness.
It's not a joke. I'm not trying to. sort
Because
of,
they are all part of the problem. Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah. All these people should be put behind bars. Then, if I'm given the opportunity, I would
Yeah.
do that. Unfortunately, I'm not sort of contesting. I have no desire to sort of come into politics. But that's the only way to correct things in with regard to political situation in Sri Lanka. Put everybody behind bars. Then you put all the youngsters, the competent people, educated, put them in there. They'll do a much, much better job than these people, because these people, the present lot of people, they are very wicked, vicious, arrogant, vindictive people. So these elements should be eliminated at any cost. If Sri Lanka is to achieve anything in the future, if Sri Lanka is to go on a progressive march ahead, then all these fellows should be behind bars.
So before we let you go, have you ever received death threats and maybe assaulted at times for being outspoken and telling the truth? Have you ever come across any situations, Uncle Sunil?
Not death threats as such, but there have been some elements who have been sort of probably very close to
Certain parties.
particular certain politician or something like that. So they probably don't like, they, in my way of saying it, let's say, They don't want to listen to the truth. The more you tell the truth, the more you hate you.
Yeah.
Right? So, on that note, they consider you as an enemy.
Yeah.
They don't want you to sort of highlight what's right. They want you to endorse what's in existence. It could be wrong, but endorse that. Then you are with us. You are one of the part of the team.
Has that happened to you? Have you endorsed people and then
No.
it had
I would never. I would never.
rolled back?
I still hate. Since you came to the question,
Yeah.
I hate all these politicians. Let's look at it. I don't know what kind of connection that you have with all these political parties.
I have none, Uncle Sunil.
Yeah, right. Let's look at it this way. We are in independence for the last how many? 71
71
years. 71 years we've been in independence.
Have we
After
been
71 years, have we achieved anything? Have we achieved anything? That's why I'm bloody mad.
Yeah.
That's why I'm bloody mad. I'm all right. My family's all right. My children are all right. So just because my family is all right, my child is all right, my wife is all right, my house is all right, my car is all right, does that mean that everything is all right?
No, it isn't.
Everything is cockeyed in this place. In this country, everything is cockeyed. Everything is corrupted, and this situation was created by this bunch of politicians who are running the country right now and who were running the country then. All these people, they are responsible for the situation, and in my opinion, they are all culprits. That's why I say, I have a reason to say that all these people should be behind bars. All these people should be behind bars.
I think
I hate all of them.
Point taken. Uncle Sunil, now back in the day, when you were a 17-year-old, was the political situation this bad?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
So people kept their
We didn't even
promises.
think about political situation, just much better. Like, but I wouldn't say that even then that there was a proper system. But gradually, little by little, after 77, I think people got used to robbing. Daylight robbery. This everyone is doing it. It's like when everyone is doing, there's nothing wrong. Everyone is doing. Like somebody said in Sudan or somewhere,
Yeah.
a girl is raped every 20 seconds or something. Sudan or some African country. Sudan. A girl is raped every 20 seconds. Let's say we go to Sudan and we are having a drink. A girl passes by. So we also rape a girl. Everyone is doing it. When everyone is doing it, does that mean that it's right?
No, it isn't.
What's wrong is wrong. What's wrong is wrong. So you got to understand that situation, this particular situation where we are in, is created by the politicians. So with this set of politicians, you cannot get anywhere. These politicians will still lie to the masses and they'll still win elections. So in my opinion, if we are to progress and if we are to go forward, then you got to get the whole lot, put them behind bars. Put them behind bars. Let's say we create a new prison with all better facilities than what we have right now, because they are used to certain standards now.
AC
like
bathrooms,
bathrooms, pools, swimming pools and all that. But with this lot, this is a good message for the people. Do not trust any of these people who are in power and who were in power. The people who were in power seem to think and sort of get you the message, so are we to trust any one of these people? We cannot trust anyone. That's it. We have had enough. If we are to go forward, we have to look into a new avenue where we have new people, not the accepted by the masses.
Okay.
Not those politicians. A new set of politicians coming into Sri Lankan situation and doing something competent politicians. There are so many youngsters who are quite capable, in my opinion. And if they take power, if they sort of take control of things, I think we might be in a
Better place?
better run.
Alright.
You might be able to sort of achieve much more.
We will achieve much more and you will achieve much more if you had Uncle Sunil singing at your wedding or at your event or even seated in your living room talking to you very frankly and very open like this. It has been an absolute pleasure, Uncle Sunil. The honor is mine. Thank you very much for being a part of the longest 5 minutes. I trust and I hope for health, wealth and happiness to you. Next time we meet at an event, we will have a quiet drink on the side.
Thank you very much, but I didn't sort of, there may have been certain things, people may not agree with me, like, people who are connected to certain people. But in my opinion, like, just think. 71 years after independence, we are in the same rut again. We are in a deep shithole. To come out of this, just think. Before you vote, think. Don't trust any of these people. Let's hope that we'll have that blessing to get Sri Lanka on the right track again.
Thank you, Uncle Sunil. Thank you for coming.
Message we
have
to sort of see that this country comes into the right path. Unfortunately, we don't see that. හැමෝදෙනාම බලිනවා තරුණ කොල්ලෝ බෝට්ටු යනවා තරුණ කොල්ලෝ බෝට්ටු යන්නේ ඇයි? ඒකයි මම අහන්නේ.
රට දාලා නැහැ.
ඔතකොට හවුස් මේට්ලා ළමයි පොඩි ළමයාව ගෙදර දාලා දැන් ස්විට්සර්ලන්ඩ් ඉන්න ගෑනු ළමයි යනවා මිඩල් ඊස්ට් වල හවුස් මේට් ජොබ් එකකට. ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා ගෑනු ළමයි යනවා ෂෝක් ජොබ් එකක් තියෙනවා ඩුබායි වල අපි යනවා ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා කෙල්ලෝ යනවාද? It's because they are desperate. Very sad to say that. I mean, you are still, quite all right here. I'm not referring to people like you. People who still, some people who hold good jobs, they still want to migrate to Australia.
Yeah.
Why? Because they have no future here. Probably their spouses are putting a lot of pressure. And young. You want to go. Especially when you have children and all that, you think about your children's future, about their education and all that. When you consider all that, then you decide, this is not the place to be. These bloody buggers ruined this fucking place. I don't want to talk and I just bloody mad.
I know, but good conversation. Super. This is
good that you finish at this time, otherwise I would have gone into.
I've been also very because I wanted to bring this point up.
Young people, young children.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to go to Australia, everyone wants to go to New Zealand. I have this anger, not because I'm thinking I'm almost on the verge of sort of closing my chapter. I'm almost touching 70. You're still young. But what about you? What about your life? You have to have a future. If these people are not going to provide that, from where are you going to sort of get that? Merata hadin na bisa. Merata hadin. Mereka ada harga.